Hello and welcome to this new video. Today I'm going to record the debrief for the first case of the round of 128 afternoon session, Wabble by Harry Watson, another very nice case. Let's go into the spreadsheet to see it. Yeah, very nice case based on the, I think, famous game in which basically you need to place words into the grid and make sure they fit into the right space, and then you have those bonuses, so to speak, that enables you to double the value of letters or entire words and so on. You have your list of words, you have points associated to each letters, so it's a very nice case. So let's go into the solves. First of all, level 1 asks you to verify whether the given word is a valid word or not. So it needs to appear in this list to be considered a valid word. I call these words, and then I say X lookup, maybe also countifs. Words, this. And then if this equals 0, then no, otherwise yes. Okay, so this was quite easy. How many points do each of these letters score if used in a word? Well, this is quite easy as well, so let's endpoints. And so this is an X lookup of this into let's returning points, and that's it as well. Here I had an heart attack because I noticed the int after the full game has been done, so it was like 30 seconds to submit. Luckily for the solution I used doesn't have any impact. So how many points do each of these strings score? First of all, check if the word is valid. So basically that's the idea. Then what I did is a sum of X lookup of the letters splitted into you have a lambda to do that, points, and that's it. And then I said simply that I wanted this times this. So I'm going to 0 for every word which is not valid. I mean, convert is actually not in the list, so I was a little bit worried when I saw this level, but eventually after a couple of double checks by hand, I confirmed this was correct. So how many points do each of these 7-letter words score if placed on the cell? Here I think I was a little bit inefficient because I solved this by going into this kind of structure. So X lookup of this into let's returning points, which is kind of good to give you the logic, but then you need to do it again for the next levels, and it's not very efficient. So if this equals DL, so 2, otherwise 1, because I want to double, and then you do a sum product of this and this, and then you say countifs of this dw, and that's it. This is a countifs, and then you say that you double for each dw you find, so times 2 to the power of this, I think it is, so 98, yes. And that's basically it also for this level. if I'm not mistaken. Yes. Okay, so that was level 4. Level 5 asks you to put actually in the very grid. So I switch to my worksheet here. So level 5, you can only go down or right, so left to right. You cannot go diagonally, you cannot go down to up, you cannot go right to left. So what I did is, I think, first of all, check the length of the word, which is 5. Then here you just go down or right. I said my initial cell was this. I want to know the coordinates. Then I want to know so this is row, this is column. Then I want to do a scan of this with a sequence of this, and my function is if this lock equals down, then it's a plus 1. Why is a? Okay, and I need like this, and then this will be a cross. Okay, so the rest of this will give me my starting one, and so those will be the placements of the letters. You may assume that all of the strings are words. I'm not checking actually if this fits the grid. Let's assume it does. So if I do an indirect of board, and this I will give the multipliers. I will have a transpose of my word splitted. I want to XLOOKUP those into the letters, giving me back the points. I want to say if this equals DL, it's 2, there was this 1. I want to do the sum product, and I want the countifs. That's why I said it's not so efficient. Of DW needs to be longer to be sure this is working. Okay, and so I want to do this times 2 to the power of this 44, which is actually right. Let's try to go like this. Let's see what happens. Not fully sure this is right. Yeah, in fact we have problems. Let's say game 71, still down. I want to see one across. Okay, So across FGH, that's right. Seeger. Okay. What's the problem there? Okay. So you also need to drop any error and say that's 1. Okay, let's check. I was quite slow, I think, during this solve, and actually it doesn't work. 71. Yeah, of course. Forgot to extend my logic. This is pretty dangerous. Okay. Luckily, I noticed during the competition. So level 6 asks you to place the strings on the board. Want to determine the maximum score we can get across all the possible cells and direction. In each game, what is the maximum number of points that can be scored? Remember that if you have 2 double word bonuses, let's multiply by 4, string is low, return 0. Okay, so first of all, I will check whether this is a word or not. Okay. Then I actually want to replicate this. So I want A1. Okay. I want to say this is down. And I want to say this is always across. The length is the same. Okay. Okay, so basically, if you go down right, is the same thing. Okay, what I did not check is actually whether the word fits into the grid. But I figure out later that's probably not needed as a check, because let's say you start placing a word too close to the limit, you're basically losing possibility to have a multiplier eventually to be fully robust. Since the word is length 5, it means it needs to be at least 5 steps to the left of the rightmost column, so P, and 5 steps above the downmost row, which is 16. Okay, so it means that for a word of length 5, it can start at most in row 11 and at most in column K. So it means that this might be this, and it might be mm, 16 by 16, 15 by 15. 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 15 by Okay, so same thing. So row of indirect of this and column of indirect of this. And so if or this is greater than this, or this is greater than this, then 0, otherwise 1. So A1 is valid, A11 is valid, A12 is not valid, because I will go too much out. Then K12 is valid. Actually, it's not correct, because it will say that K12 is not valid. Yeah. Well, K12 is valid actually. So it needs to be differentiated by down and so in this case if this greater than this 0, otherwise 1. So it's value going down. Okay, so what I will do is this times this, so K12 is not good, and this is good, only going across. Then I will go with the max of those two times the word itself valid, and that's it. Because if I do a 2 row of the board, I take this, so example 6 plus all the other games. I apply the data table. So column input cell is this, and row input cell is this. I saved during the competition before launching this this calculation. Okay, something clearly went wrong. Yeah, I just forgot to put the output value. So again, this and this. It's calculating. Okay, and I want to see the max, which is 60, which I think fixed the example. Okay, and that's it. Okay, so that's where I got during the competition, because no, actually I attempted also level 7 with the wrong approach, because I wanted to brute force all the possible combination of those letters. It asks you to see what's the highest level of points you can do using those letters, looking into the words. I assumed not correctly that you needed to use all the 7 letters. Actually, you can use less than 7 letters. So what I could probably do is go here, take the example 7, lookup this into here, returning here. Okay, split those, and then we could say that I want to check if all the letters of a word are actually there. So first of all, let's see the length. And then I want to what if we do a by call of that and substitute? No, it's not good. If we do a countif, I go with this lock, and then I'll go to split. Okay, and if I sum, so you could do this combination. Cannot do AAL. Okay. Minus this equals this to say that's a valid word. Then the sum of XLOOKUP of split of the letters into letters, returning points. And then you do a max ifs of this, where this equals 1. 42. Actually, no. Actually, if I have 2 times a letter, it is saying me that that's correct, but actually it's not, I think. So for example, even the first one, which is AA, says it's valid, but actually it's not valid. Actually it's not valid. And the minimum length is 2. Well, my go-to solution would be brute force, but I'm trying to understand whether there are other options. The nice thing apparently is that we don't have duplicates here, at least I think. Doesn't seem to have duplicates, so I could say columns of unique split by call. And this equals this. But that's, let's say that's luck, but I mean, I don't know whether during competition I would have been brave enough to do this. I would probably have gone for the brute force with the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, so 6 combination of length. Yeah, it worked, so very nice, just because there were no duplicates. Time for the bonus questions. How many animals can you find inside the strings in level 1 to 6? See the list of animals in the animals tab, exclude example. Incredibly, I didn't get this level right. So 1 to 6. Quite curious to see what happened here. This is not needed. I mean, I get 2. So either I need an upper here, doesn't change anything, or I'm missing something. So dog, zebra, cat, bear, impala. Or is it a subword here? Fox, dogs. Is this the problem? Is that the problem? Inside the strings. Maybe the word inside. Oh, come on. This will be fox. Well, this was, I mean, probably could have been spelled more precisely because I assumed it was not in the substrings. How many bonus spaces are there on the board? Well, this is honestly a gift, 30. How many times does the most common letter appear in the list of words on the words tab? Didn't have time to do this. It will be char of sequence of 26. Starting from code of a okay, so occurrence count, this lock, column AG, going to crash Excel, but what's the ask? How many times? 18242. Okay. What is the total face value of all letters appearing in the case? This includes strings, 136 letters and tiles, excluding examples. Points. Okay, so this is good. This should be good. This should be good. All good. 3662. Okay. With all the bonuses, what is the highest score you can achieve by placing any word on the board using any set of tiles from any game in level 7? Okay. What is the highest score you can achieve by placing any word on the board using any set of tiles from any game in level 7? Ah, okay. Well, my first question would be, are we sure that we're talking about a 7 letters long word? Yeah, for sure, because I mean, that doesn't make sense to say that. No, actually, from a position perspective, yes, because if I can, there's no possibility that you can fit only a word to cover a certain number of bonuses. You could have also a longer word to cover the same spots we start before, so will be of a longer length, so I have also additional points. The problem might be that if there is a shorter word with letters which are worth a higher value, that could be the problem, but I think it's quite hard, honestly, to be sure. Any set of tiles from any game in level 7. I think this would be computationally heavy. Because I need to check this for... Well, actually I could maximize... If I maximize... if I do the sum of XLOOKUP of split of this into letters and then points. So 48, this should be the tile with a higher value, potential value. Okay, I've crashed Excel. I think I will get rid of this, otherwise I'm going to crash everything. So what I could do is take this, split it, then I will use the per combinations, so I think this is permutations with no repetition. I'm not 100% sure of this. Indexing this. And concat. Countifs. Words. This. There's not a single word. So it means I could not have the assumption that it is the highest. Yeah, I mean it's so speculation. So if I choose 6. Okay, I have 3 words here. Let's try if I'm lucky. So those are the 3 words. So the word is this, the placement is this. $168. Zero confident in this answer. I've been lucky, so I mean there is a thinking process behind, but wasn't let's say I was not confident this was the right thing, of course, because plenty of things could have done wrong, but yeah, a small let's say I'm quite happy to have solved this level, this bonus 5, even if during competition I don't think I would have tried to go for this solve. Too many things could have gone wrong. So okay, I think that's all for today. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.